T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. I'm your boy, MJ. What is good? If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, especially if you're into reptiles, just coming into keeping reptiles or breeding reptiles or been into breeding reptiles, all the above. If you're into that, then you're at the right place. I come out with at least 3 podcasts a week on this channel. So by hitting that notification bell, you're not slept on anything I come out with. So if you're a recurring subscriber, what is good? Salute you. What's good? All my early birds in the building. I do things series-wise. Today's Monday, so that means it is Trap Talk presents New Breeder on the Block series, and we have a really awesome guest in store for tonight, and I'm excited to bring him to the table. One of my own Patreon members, one of my OG supporters. So much to talk about, my boy Mike. But before we get into things, I just want to say shout out to the sponsor, my big dog right here, Alan over at Amazing Basins. Please head over to Instagram, give him a follow if you are into arboreal snakes and you've never heard of a basin. Go slap yourself. I'm just kidding. No, just seriously. Basins, in my opinion, are the fucking Ferrari of snakes. Dead ass serious. This is just my opinion. And it's hard to say how you could judge that through pictures or videos. But at the end of the day, if you get your hands on one and get to see one in person, you understand where I'm coming at. Either way, I want to instill the same love I have for these into all of you out there who's being slept on this species. So best way to do that is head over to Instagram. Go give my boy Alan's page a follow. He's working with some amazing adults. He has, I believe, a female that's due to drop any second now, and I cannot wait to see what the outcome is. Regardless, appreciate your fucking support, big dog. This is big brother to me, man, and he's awesome. Good vibes, good energy. Part of the wolf pack that I have with him and Sock, and we're going to the top, man. And I'll see most of you guys there. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate your support. Couple shameless plugs, guys. If you want to know what I have going on outside of the podcast, if you want to know what I work with, my projects that I'm very inspired by, and even stuff that I have potentially for sale, best way to do that is to head over to Instagram, MJ Exotics CARTAL with an A, not an E. Go hit that follow button. Stay on top of everything as far as my productions go, and then go give the podcast's page a follow as well. Trap Talk with MJ podcast. I appreciate the love and support on by you following those pages. And then also do your boy a favor. Obviously, you're on Instagram right now, so I need you guys to type in the Snake Trap Sessions on YouTube, okay? The Snake Trap Sessions vlogs on YouTube. This is where I have my other YouTube channel where I come out with my weekly vlogs. A lot of these are actually tours, man. I mean, as a lot of you guys know, I travel at least once a month. I travel with the big dog, Matt Summers. And we go to people's facilities, do an in-person podcast, and we both actually do vlogs. We have our own style, and I think it's awesome. It's my road dog. But either way, go give my YouTube channel, the Snake Trap Session vlogs, a subscription. That way you're on top of every single vlog. You never know whose facility I'm going to hit next. And I also drop some amazing content for all you guys as far as what's happening here in my own facility. Now, with that being said, I got to say shout out to anyone who comes back and gives me a subscribe and like. Appreciate all that. But if you're looking to support this channel more than a subscription, or if you're looking to get tapped in behind the scenes of this channel, more of a VIP look into this channel, what I have in store and what's to come, and basically exclusive content. So all that you can be found in the Patreon page right below. If you click on the Trap Talk Patreon link, become a Patreon family member, and you'll get tapped into the Discord. Okay, not only that, you'll also get tapped in to this exclusive content that I'm starting to put out only for my Patreon members. So if you go to patreon.com, the Snake Trap Sessions, or if you just go down to the link in the description below, you become a member on any one of these levels of tiers right here, okay? And yeah, get shit cracking. I'm telling you right now, I appreciate all my Patreon members. Appreciate all the love and support. You guys are definitely like my motivation. So yeah, that being said, also too, if you guys need to listen to some sick-ass music during your cleaning, okay, one thing that inspires me to get my job done when it comes to cleaning snakes, music, okay? I don't know if it's the same for a lot of you out there, but I need to be moving in my head spiritually with music. So I just made a sick-ass summer mix, A lot of you guys don't know, I used to DJ. I DJ and produced music for over 10 years. That was like my thing before the Reptiles. So I still have it in me. I still got decks. I got every now and then I got to play something. So I went ahead and just released a summer mix for anyone out there who wants to listen to it. Go ahead. It's completely free. I don't need no money. Just go ahead and play it during a hard time of work. If you really have some chores, especially those rat chores, those rat and mice chores, god damn, those chores suck. So you better well play some good music. Best way to do that is go down the link and then follow me on SoundCloud as well, because I'm going to be putting out a mix at least once a month. I want to challenge myself to put out more mixes. That's for damn sure. Shout out to the wife who just brought me a delicious. I just realized, okay, I started drinking these. Oh my god, I started drinking these Bloody Marys as of yesterday on the show. I love it. Anyways. Shout out to the early birds who's here in the building right now. I got to say, I'm very excited, like I said, for tonight's guest, because this guy, I mean, he has a lot of heat. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. We're going to get into it right now. The homie Josh Silvercash, what is good? Favorite pizza, pepperoni, and mushroom all day, every day. Thank you for your support. Trap Talk Patreon member. And I'm going to be meeting up with this guy at Animal Con. Who's ready for Animal Con? Animal Con this Saturday. I leave Wednesday for Animal Con. Who's ready for that shit? It's going to be nuts. HB Reptiles, what is good? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Appreciate your support, Herbert. Royal Bama Reptiles, homie Blake in the building. What is good? Trap Talk Patreon member in the building. Thank you so much. Julio Fulio, what is good? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Run Yen Reptiles, what is good? Trap Talk Patreon member. Heathen Hatchery, such a sick name. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The homie Jake Hole just had his first clutch that came out of the egg, even though he cut him on day 60. Man, respect to you. You wait, dude. I got to give you props on the patience on that, man. You know damn well I would have been on your bumper on that day 56 minimum. But congratulations on your success. Give my boy a follow on Instagram. Really happy. The homie Matt K, another guy who's actually, I don't know if it's chondro then ball pythons. Either way, he's keeping both, doing it right. Give this guy a follow. Evolution Exotics, some homie Matt in the building. Morphinary Arts, what is good? Yeah, South Florida in the building. Be ready, South Florida. I tap in Wednesday. I'll be in South Florida Wednesday, and I cannot wait. Me, the wife, Matthew Summers. It's going to be an awesome time. Peter Schwartz. What's up, Peter Schwartz? I like that name. Jacob, what is good? Jacob Letterbetter Fetter. Silbull Serpents in the building. Trap Talk Management in the building. That's my dog right there. Appreciate you, Jacob. Hope you're feeling better from COVID. Calvin Garcia. Hard pass. I'm just kidding. I love you, Calvin. Calvin Garcia, little frijoles, my boy right here. I cannot not give him shit. I have to. And he's bred for it. He deals with it like a G. Eric's Morph Factory, what is good? By the way, he's Trap Talk Security. Do not fuck with him. He'll choke you out, then drink your chocolate milk. Ariello. Adi Leo. I hope I said that right. I'm just going to keep it moving. Thanks for being here. Wise Guys, Reptiles, what is good? Thanks for being here. The homie Nate Dogg, Trap Talk Patreon member all day. The new Trap Talk Patreon member, Ricky Bobby, SRT with the $9.99 fucking super chat. Guys, I appreciate any super chat. If you guys have a question for the homie Big Mike, if you're wondering, hey, how do you do it? How do you keep a baby chondro in a rack versus a fucking 4x2? He has answers to that, okay? And we could tap into all those if you send me a super chat. What is good, Ricky? Thank you so much for tapping in. Outer Snakes, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. Trap Talk Patreon member all day. Clown Scientist, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. Krista, what is good? Krista's on the solo mix without Josh. You naughty girl. You better behave yourself. Sound Serpents, what is good? Sean Perry in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member. Oh, yeah, by the way, Krista, Trap Talk Patreon member all day. She's family all day, every day. The homegirl, Lily number 2. Number 1 to the homie Dan, obviously, but I love them, both of them. Lily, thank you so much for your support. Trap Talk Patreon member. As soon as those temps chill out, you know you're female. That's Super Dwarf. She picked up one of my first ever produced Super Dwarf for ticks, and I have 0 left. You fucked up. Not you, Lily. You did a good job. You out there, you fucked up. Anyways, thank you for your support. Miggy Morphs, what is good? Thanks for tapping in. And we're going to end it with one more. Okay, hold on. We're going to end it with Deviant Glass because this motherfucker blows some sick-ass glass, and I smoke weed, and I think Mike smokes weed. So that's a good way to end it. Monday, guys. How was your Monday? It doesn't matter how your Monday is because it's fucking New Breed on the Block series. I got my buddy Mike, 1776 in the building, and it's fucking showtime. As you can tell, I'm pumped up. You should be pumped up because it's going to be an awesome show. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to We do it. Do it. Do it.
And we're live. Big Mike, 1776 Exotics in the building.
What's happening, brother?
What's up? You ready or what? Too bad. It's already too late. It's game time.
Yeah, I ain't ready, but I'm here.
Dude, listen, I know how hard this could be for some people. I don't know how really difficult it is for you, but I know it can't be easy. So thank you for doing this. I appreciate you so much. It's going to be great, though, because, Mike, I got to say, there's so much that you're doing that I wish a lot of other people followed as far as practices. I'm not trying to say that you're perfect or anything. I'm just saying, you know, a lot of the stuff that you got going on, I have going on. So this is going to be a great episode. For anyone who doesn't really know what part of Florida you're in, why don't you break that down? Where are you at in Florida?
South Florida, Fort Lauderdale area, west of Fort Lauderdale on the edge of the Everglades.
So I'm about to be in your neck of the woods here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm ready for you.
Damn, dog. Born and raised, I'm right, Mike?
Yep.
I got to say, recent change on your logo or no? Because your logo is pretty sick, 1776. You had a recent change with that, correct?
Yeah, I've been working on it for a little while. I wasn't 100% sure on what I was going to do with it. And when you talked me into the show, I figured I had to put something out there.
I feel like it's important. That I ask this moving forward. Maybe not all the time. It depends on the name, but I like the story behind the logo. You know what I mean? And just curious. You know, I remember I even asked you this because I'm not going to lie. I love my country, but I did not know what 1776 stood for. So for anyone out there wondering, like how I was, what's the meaning behind 1776 Exotics?
That's just the beginning of the best country there is, man. Fucking America.
Beautiful. So that's the date. That's the year America was basically born.
Born. Signing the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. Figured it was a good year to start with.
By all means, are we not a perfect country, but we are the best country. I could tell you that. And I know that because the way I was brought up. I mean, I know there's a lot of different point of views nowadays. And at the end of the day, I worship where I was born. I worship where I come from because I know there's so many people out there that had it way worse. Still to this day have it way worse. You know, and regardless what's happening now, bro, there's people don't know what happens in third world countries. I mean, dude, I just talked about what happened last week. I was at last week of my birthday, Mike. I was at Rosarito. Literally, we crossed at 10:45 a.m. 11:50 something. There was a cartel war at the border, and all Tijuana City got shut down. I barely just missed that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting high in my room, just crying, like I'm so happy I'm here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, god damn! People would just wish. I'm not saying everyone needs to be patriotic and go fucking throw American flag on your truck, even though that would be sick. I'm just saying, you know, fuck, dude, we live in a beautiful country. That's all I gotta say. And I've always known that.
I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. That's for sure.
No siree. But Mike, okay, so the Mecca, man. I mean, Texas, big time, you know, reptile keeper Mecca. I feel like, but so is Florida, obviously. And I want to know when the whole business side of keeping reptiles even came into your life.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always had exotic animals and stuff. You know, where we grew up is out in the acreage in the boonies. You know, nobody wanted to live out there. There was no rules. You know, you could get away with what you wanted. So the guy down the street would have monkeys. This guy down the street would have emus and llamas and tortoises and all that. And we had an ocelot and 2 panthers at my house. So I always had been around exotics, you know.
2 panthers? Yeah. So one thing I get, like, man, my memory's not too vivid because I was only 6 years old, but I talk, you heard me talking about my Uncle Lloydie back east, the one who kind of introduced me into all these exotics. Did you ever hear that side?
Yeah.
So like, I remember, like, you know, being 6 years old when I was first being led onto this property, that's when he kept the most craziest shit. And I can't tell you specifically what it was, but all I knew, it was crazy fucking shit. And then as I got older, like he just started dialing down, and then he ended up moving and stuff. But it's what you said, bro. If you live in a county, especially back then, bro, if you live in a property where nobody's around, you could fucking cook meth and nobody's gonna say shit. You know what I'm saying? Not that you should do that. I'm just saying,
no.
like,
stay away from the meth.
Yeah, please, God bless. But no, seriously, I mean, God, what a time, you know, to live. And I'm sure like Florida still kind of keeps that in a way, even though regulations are hitting the fan at this point.
Yeah.
But before we get into all that, so basically you're born and raised around exotics, but you know, primarily your foundation is the ball pythons, right?
Yeah, I've always had snakes and stuff. You know, I've always caught stuff and kept it for a couple months and let it go. You know, I got a Burmese python, I think was the first snake I bought when I was like 16, 17. Kept that for, I don't know, 15, 20 years and gave it to a buddy of mine. Then didn't have no snakes or nothing for a while, and then got back into the ball pythons, and that was it.
So what was I got to ask you, what was it that made you be like, I need to get into ball pythons? I mean, did you stumble across a show? Did you see something on YouTube or a fucking goddamn ad in a magazine? What was it?
Yeah, the Repticons started picking up busy around here, and I started going to them, and it just started seeing them ball pythons. You know, they weren't the same as when you were young. You know, they changed a lot. That was for sure. So it caught my eye, and I just started with one or two, and that was it.
And, you know, one thing I respect about you, Mike, and we haven't got into it yet, but as like, you know, I mean, not to be a dick, but once you became a Patreon member, that's when I really started looking at your stuff, obviously, you know, and I realized that everything that you have going is leading to stuff that's very advanced. I feel like, you know, I mean, you have a lot of awesome shit that I'm just now wanting to get my hands on, like hypo chocolate shit, like, you know, stuff that we're going to talk about basically. But I'm curious, like, what were who was giving you maybe the tips or maybe the kind of like things that you were seeing that made you want to get into the projects that we're about to talk about tonight?
I mean, I just went through and just looked at everything. You know, I remember one night going on MorphMarket, and there was like, I don't know, 10, 11,000 snakes on there. And I, no bullshit, I looked at every single snake on MorphMarket that night, and just
what year?
Picking morphs.
2017. 2017 is when you were doing this?
When I started eyeballing everything and looking at it, I started buying snakes the end of 2017, 2018.
And I've never asked you this really, Mike, but, you know, back as far as when you were really establishing what you were wanting to get into, how aggressively did you pick up animals? Like, were you like picking up groups? Did you were adding them singly? Like, how are you really like adding snakes to your collection?
I was kind of buying groups. I was buying at least 4 or 5 snakes at a time, primarily from Justin.
Oh man, Justin Cabelco. You know what's crazy? It's like, it's not really rocket science. You come into this game, especially if you have money to invest with the right people, you could be as minimal as possible as far as like being active on social media and just picking up from Justin and just letting that shit raise up and breed it and watch what happens. That's basically all you need to do. Seriously. But people just don't want to wait. People just want to do more. They want to get extreme. They want to, you know, sticker swap and fucking like, I need to get my name out there. Which, like I said, it's not a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? But literally, like, make sure you're meant to do what you're doing first, and make sure you're gonna fucking come correct. Like, Mike, you're gonna come correct, bro. I mean, you already got some shit that we're gonna talk about, which, you know, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you could get pulled in so many different directions in the ball python game, especially when you're just getting into it. And, you know, with, you know, the chocolate gene, I mean, how did you first hear about that? I want to talk about how you first discovered chocolate. Was it through Justin?
No, actually, my first chocolate I got through was RP Reps, and he was working some chocolate hypo stuff. And when I seen that, I said, I gotta have it. You know,
who's that? RP Reps, you said?
Yeah.
Where they from? Florida?
No, I forget where he's at. I think he's in the Midwest somewhere out there, Ohio area or something out that way.
And you were getting chocolate stuff in like 2017. Was that like the first stuff you were adding, or when did you start adding chocolate stuff?
Yeah, my first chocolate I got in the beginning of 2018.
Okay. What was it?
The Hypo Chocolate GHI.
As a male or female?
That's a female.
And you've already bred her, correct?
Yeah, she had one litter at the beginning of this year. Well, she laid last year, and eggs hatched this beginning of this year.
And what was that pairing?
That I bred to a leopard clown that's 66% triple het, hypo, desert ghost, and pied.
Ooh, my God. And those eggs hatch out yet or no?
Yeah, those all hatched out.
And so obviously the hypo prove out?
No hypo, 7 eggs, no hypo. So
what the
I'll
fuck?
I'm pairing her again right now. Same pairing. So we'll see again if we get any hypos this year or not.
So the male's a triple het, but it was like all pos triple het?
Yeah, he was from Justin did the first quad het to quad het pairing. It was a leopard quad het to a leopard quad het. And I got a male from that clutch. So he's 66% het for desert ghost, 66% het for hypo, and 66 for a pied. So proving him out is going to be the fun part.
I'm glad we're getting right into it because I'm curious, obviously everyone wants to do triple quad recessives, but people don't really understand the work behind this, right? Like it's not fucking easy, numbers are everything. So what's your game plan since, obviously the one visual you could have hit at this triple het was that one hypo, right? But obviously that didn't happen. But there's still the possibilities of the clown and the what's the other desert ghost, right?
Desert ghost and pied.
So what are you gonna? And there was 7 snakes. What are you gonna do with those snakes? Are you gonna just hold them all back, try to prove them all out? Yeah, you almost have to, right?
Yeah, might as well. What's the point?
Because it doesn't make. I mean, because what can you really get for them? I mean, it's not worth it. Like, what if you really let go of the one that has what you need?
Yeah, they're all 100% double hets, and then you got the possibility of the desert ghost and pied trailing along. So you start putting them things back together, you never know what's going to pop out
with chocolate.
with chocolate, leopard, and GHI in the mix.
I mean, and here's the thing too. Like, if you really think about it, like let's say, cool, if you did hit the visual, but regardless, the really end piece is putting that right back into chocolate and making a super chocolate form of.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming here's the one thing why I want chocolate so bad, which fucker, it's coming from you. My chocolate is coming from you. I have 0 chocolate and I have a fucking sweet tooth. It's coming from you. But I'm saying my biggest fucking boner about codoms that go good in a super form, like asphalt and gravel, I feel like chocolate's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you breed chocolate, you better put that back into super form. You have to, I feel like.
Yeah, super chocolates are phenomenal, especially if you get a super chocolate hypo clown. That's going to be the ticket, I think.
Now, let me ask you this. I have not dug too deep on the market price on super chocolates or anything. Do you even know what super chocolates would go for or what they are going for?
They're not too bad if just in with no hypo or no recessive genes in them. They're around $900 to $1,000, I think.
Okay, so they're not expensive as like
no.
See, and that's why people should take advantage now. You know what I'm saying? Because that might change in the future. I feel like with chocolate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Chocolate's one of those. Go ahead.
Once somebody makes some badass combos with chocolate, it's going to pick up again.
I've already seen him. There's a motherfucking guy named, I think, in Renee Snakes or something. He's in Germany or some shit, European. He has like some of the best chocolate hypo lines I've seen. And of course, go figure, doesn't speak a lick of English. I was dying to get him on the show. But man, there's a European line over there, which I mean, obviously I feel like they're just, I don't know if they're ahead, whatever the fuck, but all I know that there is a future with chocolate and I see it like a motherfucker and I want that shit.
Yeah, it's a good gene. Not a lot of people working with it yet.
So other than chocolate, codom, I want to kind of stick to codoms as a topic real quick. Other than chocolate right now, Mike, what's some other codoms you're pretty confident about or something that you are making sure you keep relevant with your triple recessive projects and whatnot?
I got a lot of blackhead in the collection. There's blackhead everywhere.
Ooh, another one. Ooh. I don't have any blackhead too, bro. Blackhead's sick.
Okay. Well, I have to send you some Blackhead too.
So let's talk about the Blackhead. When did you first get Blackhead into the collection?
2018. I bought a couple
Early.
Blackheads from Justin.
Early.
Leopard Blackhead, Het Clown, female, and then I got Blackhead in the Dreamsicle project too. I got a Leopard Super Blackhead, double het, lavender pied. That's a male.
I think that's like the only little, like if you and I were on the same road, that's the only thing that you mentioned. I feel like that makes me want to just go like around it.
Yeah,
I just don't like lavender, dude. You know, and here it is. Check this out. Will busted out. Shout out to Will Morris. You know, and by the way, guys, please, if you've not seen the vlog I did at Royal Canadian Reptiles facility, never before seen of his hatchling fucking building that he's building right now, go watch it, please. Not after this though, but go watch it. But anyways, in that vlog, he busts out a bunch of sick shit. Hold on, where was I going? God damn it! Now my mind got what team were we? Yes, thank you. Okay, so he's like, you know, Will's kind of getting worked up at this point in a good way. He's like, all right, I want to start showing you shit that I don't really show, and I'm like, all right, here we go. You know, let's go. And then he busts out what he feels is a lavender DG. Not impressed. Like, I think, don't get me wrong. And this is like no disrespect to Will. I love Will. It was a beautiful looking snake, but you have other shit that DG does amazing stuff to where you're like, holy shit. But like, you know, you shouldn't have to second guess that hard, I feel like, with DG. And if you do, that's not the right gene to put it in. And this is just me talking.
I don't think they worked good together.
I'm just saying, I anytime I hear dreamsicle, it's not a dream to me. Sorry, it's not. I'm not being a hater, but I feel like that's like, it's just, I don't know. It's
I like them Starburst snakes that Justin's making. You know, I started getting into that project before he even made the Starburst. Okay, those are just crazy. When you see them in person, they pop.
I take it back. That snake is ridiculous.
Yeah, you'd never get tired of seeing that thing come out.
I forgot about that.
Especially when you see them with Orange Dream and Yellow Belly all topped in on top of it. It really is nuts.
So, okay, do you know exactly what's in that snake, just so I know?
Which one? The Starburst?
Yeah, Starburst one, yeah.
That's leopard, Enchi,
leopard,
lavender albino.
Lavender albino. That's it. You know what's fucking crazy, man? It's like Enchi. Definitely not something that's slept on because everybody fucks with Enchi, but Enchi's still a powerful codom to have in the mix. And
yeah,
you know, I don't know, man. I made, you know, this whole clutch I had recently with the what was it? The highway hypo to a black, no, it wasn't black. It turns out there was no blackhead, but it was an asphalt Enchi, 100% het clown. And you know, we made these double hets, but the whole pavement thing, like, you know, asphalt going into gravel, I feel like is something that I honestly, I feel like that's super untapped. I don't feel like there's not too much that's really happened with that yet, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of people, I'm surprised, ain't going that way. I like them darker snakes. I'd rather go that way than the highways, you know? Super asphalt, super gravels, asphalt gravels, I think are better looking.
Like, if it's one thing that Will said in the vlog too, is he doesn't have yellow belly in anything. Like, he never had any highway projects or any gravel, like, because just because he didn't want to have to question it, you know, like a lot of problems going into having any highway or freeway shit. A lot of times, no matter how good the ID looks, you still have to put possible yellow belly or gravel or possibility or possible, you know, asphalt. But anyways, I don't know. I understand that part. But what if you have both codon? What if you have asphalt and fucking gravel? You know, you're not going to go wrong. Like, those are, you know, yellow belly can just, you know, because of the complex of yellow belly, there's no complex of fucking goddamn super asphalts or, you know, asphalt into gravels. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I feel like that's definitely some potential in a direction I definitely want to take advantage of for sure.
Yeah. I think with all this DNA testing coming out and stuff, you're going to be able to test them snakes soon and know if they're gravel or asphalt or yellow belly. I think we're getting close to that.
How much have you done? How much of the testing have you done?
I haven't done nothing, but I talked to Justin about it here and there, and I know he's doing it a lot with his stuff. So hopefully it gets far enough along to where people can start sending their shit in and getting it tested. Like that 66% triple head, I can send him a shed in and get figure out what he is right away, and stop fucking around. I won't waste my time pairing on stuff that I know he's not going to prove out to be. So it's going to come in handy soon.
And how much, Nick, do you know what the test costs right now?
It ain't that much, I don't think. I know Justin's working with a guy, and I don't know how much he's paying for it or not. I think he's kind of working it and just getting his database of DNA. He's giving him all them sheds so he can put everything in the computer and start testing for all these different recessive genes and stuff like that.
We don't have to say any names, but man, somebody's making an app, I heard. And
yeah,
I heard
there's a couple people working on it. I know that. There's at least 2 or 3 people that I've heard about doing it. So I don't think we're too far away from it.
I feel like we're not too far away from some really amazing type futuristic kind of practices any keeper is going to start having. And that's really starting to sell these possible hets with a certificate that like, yo, fuck the, the technical. It's like, yo, this should be possible. But no, I have paper showing that this is fucking what it is. So that's gonna be a game changer because people don't have to sit on so many holdbacks either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But also too, you're gonna have these ass clowns that are fucking testing their snakes and they come back as negative, and they'll just say I didn't test it and put it out there as a 66% het, knowing damn well it ain't.
Right, but let's talk about like years down. It's going to become such a normal thing at some point. It's going to become like, it's like selling something without a receipt. It's like you're not going to be on that level no more if you want to be relevant. You see what I'm saying? It's probably going to take a long time. Shit, we might not be alive for it. But I'm just saying, like, at some point, like even nido testing, man, like if you're in a position, bro, and you're balling out and you're selling $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 snakes, what's it going to be to you to get a fucking nido test attached to it just to back you up in case anyone tries to come sideways at you with some bullshit? And and us as breeders need to be prepared for that because people come with some bullshit all the time. People try to buy something with regret and they'll do anything possible to be like, oh, people are, dude, come on, let's go. Can we really be honest? What the things people come up with just to fucking get out of something that they decided to do. So by doing this, you're protecting yourself. And I'm talking to, even if you're selling $1,000 snakes consistently, like a test, like what? I mean, I don't know. You basically, here's the thing though. This is where it comes in a pain in the ass. Like if you want to really show facts that this snake is nido free, you need 3 tests. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like at least doing 1 is okay, but still like there's false tests. There's all sorts of things to where it's going to have to be like a 3 test thing if you really want to become a legit nido test, advocate, I guess you could say. Which is a pain in the ass.
It's going to be tough to sell hatchlings, when you're going to keep them around to test them 3 times. What are you going to do? Test them once every week for 3 weeks? You really want to space it out and get a test in every month or so. So you got to start doing it right away, and like you said, get 3 tests in, and then you can validate yourself. People know you got a reputation of having good, clean snakes.
But then there's also the people who say, like, let's be honest, man. Like, let's say years down the road, I got something you really like. I'm like, yo, Mike, it's going to be a cool fucking 12,500. Are you going to ask me for a nido test?
Probably.
You are? Damn.
Depends what it is.
No, we're not a chondro. Ball python.
Okay. Yeah, ball python might let us slide.
Bad. I should
chondro ain't taking a chance.
You passed on that. Good job. That's a very good. In my head, I was just thinking ball pythons. We're just talking ball pythons, but really, like,
okay.
Like I'm just saying, like I'm just saying, if I were to buy one from you at this point, we know each other years down. I see what you're doing in your collection. You see what I'm doing. Whatever the fuck the case might be. If there's a snake ball python wise, because we all know it's ball pythons. I don't care what the norm is at that point. I trust you, man. Here's a snake. You know what I mean? You're going to quarantine regardless. Quarantine is a must. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's going to ever be a bad thing if you ever find that breeder who just doesn't want a nido test, is what I'm trying to get at. You got to trust.
I would do one anyways and send it with you.
That's your best bet. That's what I'm trying to get at.
It doesn't take long to get the results, from a nido test. So as soon as you tell me you want it, I'd nido test it and send it out and have it back before it's ready to ship. So.
But what I'm really saying is, if there's somebody out there who wants to be like a fucking Nancy or a goddamn Karen, like they could be like, well, I need 3. I need 3, please. You know what I'm saying? And then, are you going to sit around and be like, okay, give me fucking 6 more months. I'll get you 2 more. No, dude, you're going to go to fucking Peter in Canada who has the money ready. Fuck this lady. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So, and that's what it comes down to, and I don't know, man, this hobby's growing. It's, I don't know what it's going to be like in the next 5 years, but I do know I see a lot of good growth as far as people who are sticking around, knock on wood, even though people could drop at any minute. I don't know. I see like a lot of people investing in some of the leaders in the industry, which all that work is going to blossom itself. Look at Miguel. Miguel invested in Canova before it was Canova. He fucking was like, this is like 2016. And now Miguel has shit that's just obviously not all his shit's from Justin, but goddamn, whatever Justin or whatever Miguel invested in the beginning is really paying off for him now. Let's just say that. And by the way, shout out to the sponsor, Always Eat Ballpython. Go give him a follow on Instagram right now. It's my boy. Honestly, I'm not even mad at him right now. I should be, because he fucking supposed to call me back. But whatever. We're not going to get into that right now. But please, shout out to my boy. Honestly, this guy inspires the shit out of me, man. I mean, how long you been fucking with Miguel for? Are you like a Miguel fan, or what's your thing with Miguel? I got to ask you.
Yeah. I'm on his Patreon too.
Oh, you are? That's what's up.
Yeah.
How's that? I got to ask you. How's Miguel's Patreon?
Well, I don't know. I just go on there because he gives money back towards snakes and what you put into it. So, I know eventually I'll buy something from him.
Hot seat question time. How's my Patreon?
Yeah, it's the best one out there. Yeah.
Damn! I did not pay him to say that. I love that, bro. Honestly,
it's a group, man. We got a good group of people.
It's a family, man. And I don't know how this is happening. Where I remember, I don't know who the first chondro guy we got, like the first pure chondro Patreon, remember, but I was like, yes, it's not going to just be a ball python only Patreon page, because that's not what I do, man. Like, I love ball pythons, but I'm a diverse character. I'm into other shit and I want to learn more of it. But then I also don't want to, I'm not trying to have the ball pythons be in the back either. Like, ball pythons are just as important, but I love how diverse everything is in our Patreon family. Like, everything, we have so much shit going on. You know what I mean? So many people have so much shit going on, which, I want to, we're going to talk about how it's been with you having this foundation of ball pythons, which, things are just going to be popping off for you. Let's just say that. But last year and a half, you've been collecting chondros now, or when did you get your first chondro? Let's talk about that.
First one's damn, what is she? 2020? 2020, yeah, 2020, baby.
From Socrates, or no? Who's it from?
No, that one came from a buddy of mine up in Orlando area.
A red one, right? Or yellow?
No, that was a yellow. It's a sarong maruki to a biak pairing.
And was it your buddy who got you into chondros, or you always wanted chondros? What was the whole story of you wanting getting into chondros? You don't blame me. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I've always wanted chondros, but back in the day, it was, people were like, stay away from too much work, and now it's, fucking got to do something.
So 2020, you got your first chondro. And, I don't know, were you nervous? I mean, let's be honest. Like, when you actually got the chondro in, how was it when it came to you checking up on it? Like, were you somebody who always looked in on it? Were you like, worried you're going to kill it? I want to know what the nerves were like when you finally got this chondro into your collection.
No, I wasn't too worried about killing it. I knew it'd be good. I knew I had it taken care of the right way. So I knew that wouldn't necessarily be a problem, It wasn't an import, so I wasn't too worried about it. And just had everything right, temps right, humidity right, everything dialed in before it went in there,
And this was a neonate that you got, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah, I bought them all from Neos.
how old was this one in particular when you got it?
When I got it, it was about 4 months, 3-4 months.
So, yeah, it's definitely still young. And what has worked for you is what? What did you do when you first got this neonate? What did you put it in?
I got a Sea Serpent's 6-quart tub rack system. Put them on there, straight water on the bottom.
Do you spray them at all?
Yeah.
Every day or no?
Every day, every other day. When you remember. I'm always peeking in there, make sure there ain't shit in there and stuff like that. But
yeah. But as far as when you were adding more, right? Because at this point you have how many chondros?
8.
8 chondros. Okay.
Yep.
So what was the time span from you getting your first one to your second one?
Maybe 4 months.
Okay.
3-4 months after the first one, I got my second one.
And again, that was also a neonate. Like you said, you got nothing but neonates from the, you know, as far as your chondros were all little, right?
Yep.
Now, as far as you getting them to eat, did you have any issues at all with any of them to eat with any of your neonates? Did you run into any problems?
I had one that kind of didn't want to eat right off the bat. Then he eventually started eating. I got one from S&J Reptiles, and it never took off on me. It didn't make it.
Crazy. And I don't know. I mean, we don't have to get too much into that, but let me ask you this: how well established did that snake look when it came to you? I mean, because obviously you've gotten well established snakes. Your first snake you got was stellar from your boy, right? So, and we're not trying to shame nobody, but I'm just curious: how did this snake personally look to you when you first got it in? Did it stand out that like it was going to have issues, or did it look fine?
No, he looked healthy. It was a little small. It was on the small size. Probably, came out of the egg real small. So he was a little guy.
Did you weigh him or no?
No, I don't think I ever weighed him.
But he was tiny, huh?
Yeah. He was definitely one of the smaller ones I've gotten.
Now, I mean, let's kind of talk about some kick in the ball type moments that you get with chondros, because this is definitely one of them. Ian, shout out to Ian. Ian's been in the game for quite a while, and I feel like consecutively wise, his production has been pretty like top notch. You know what I'm saying? Like he produces every year. So nothing against him, but there's situations where people get, invested in these chondros and they get one, I mean, these chondros aren't cheap, bro. At the end of the day, like they're not no fucking triple recessive visual, but still they're not, it's not an easy hit to take when they die on you. It's like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? It still sucks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's good to be able to be in a position where you're not getting fucked over by something like for instance, once that happened did you go to Ian? Did you talk to him at all? Or let's kind of.
Oh yeah. I'd talked to him from the very beginning. We were in contact every other day. 2-3 times a week for months. And I was assist feeding them, and it just never took off. And then finally it passed, and he replaced it for me. He did me solid. I can't say nothing bad about him. Every step of the way he was there, trying to help out.
So 9 out of 10 times you're not going to get that kind of service from somebody. Like, I mean, I'm like Ian's somebody who's been around. He's a vet, so he'll replace it. I'm good on him. But for the most part, people, especially if you get an import, right? Oh, good luck. That thing's dead. You bet. Don't even waste your time. You're fucked. It is what it is. You got to take it for what it is. But also, even for the most part, somebody that sells you a chondro, I don't know. Like me personally, Mike. And this is just nothing against anyone's practices when it comes to selling their chondros. But if I sell you a chondro, I'm going to have so much confidence that this chondro is healthy, that even if it doesn't eat for a month or so, it's not going to die on you. Like, it's fine. It's had so many meals. There's no stress about that whatsoever. Okay. But for some reason, if it does fucking die on you, I'm going to dig deep on everything that you're doing. I'm going to fucking make sure it's not my chondro that died. It's your practices that you fucked up on. You know what I'm saying? Because That is the case for the most part. Like you're in South Florida, bro. Your weather is on point for the most part. Not much you need to worry about, right? But
Nah.
you got motherfuckers in the Midwest and people in the East Coast and stuff like that who have some real deal weather that they have to deal with. And they're not prepared, dude. Even nowadays where I live, we have weather hot where nobody has seen it this hot. Like people are like, yo, what is this? You know what I'm saying? So you have to be ready for that. And if it does happen and you're not ready and the animal dies, you have to take ownership of it. The person who sold you that snake shouldn't have to replace it. That's not on them. If they do, they're an OG. They're just a good person, and you should hold on to that. But not a lot of people get that recovery after getting kicked in the balls. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be a bad taste, bro. Like, but here I feel like this is the whole point of evolving with this hobby. Like, there's people who are doing this to see their productions be passed down to the right people. Like a lot of these people that are now producing these amazing productions, I feel like their whole aspect behind it isn't the financial gain. It's not about the financial gain. Like they have other things where they make their money. They just want to put these passionate animals that they made into the right hands of people who want to prolong it. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about passion, bro. And I don't know. I feel like one thing I love about art, like going back to our Patreon family, is that everyone in that chondro Discord channel and whatnot, like you could taste the passion behind everyone's love for chondros, even though a lot of people, which you haven't, besides the S&J hatchling, you haven't had any other kick in the balls, have you?
No, they all been good. They all done good.
Is your
good
jock
eaters
shop,
all taken off?
on?
Yeah, especially from socks, man. Those guys eat good.
Oh yeah, let's talk about how sneaky you are. Fuck. Okay, check this out. I don't know when it was, but I was like, holy shit, you got into chondros. Remember how stoked I was? I was so happy. And then you got a Socrates production without even telling me, I don't think. I think you just got it, right?
No, you reached out to Sock for me and put in a word.
Did I? Or was that somebody else? Okay.
Yeah, I told you, I said, I need you to hook me up with Sock, and you said, all right. And you made a call, and you sent me a text back, said, hey, he's waiting for your phone call. So I called him, and that was it.
The pure Aru, or which one was it?
The first ones I got from him were the April O'Neil's Starscream.
Oh wow, dude!
I got a yellow and a red from that clutch.
And was that? I mean, the one you got from your buddy was a pure locality, so that was your first designer, or no?
No, the first one I got was a Sarong Maruki BI cross.
Right.
And then the second one was that Cyclops, the red one. And then I went to Sock and been getting them from Sock since. And then I got two of them from Tucker, Purple Rain.
How many do you have from Sock now?
Just 3 right now. Waiting on the next couple.
Couple? What do you mean? You already got deposits on other ones or what?
Yeah, handshakes.
You sneaky bastard. So that's gonna be potentially 10 then.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I got 10 or 11 by the end of the year. I could squeeze 2 or 3 in.
And overall, obviously, these are hatchlings being raised up. So I want to talk about what your game plan is as far as once these become adults. Are you going to still have these in the same room as your ball pythons? Are you going to go ahead and separate things? What's going to be the game plan for these fucking 10 plus chondros that you have coming?
I don't think the wife knows it yet, but she's about to lose one of the rooms in the house.
Damn, I'm sure you're gonna come with a great counter offer. I know you will. You're gonna, because that's what I did. What did I do? I did something. Oh yeah, I think I told my wife, you're not paying for any utilities. So I told her, if you give me this room, because me and my wife has an amazing job. My wife got me on my feet. My wife is the shit. Okay. So at the end of the day, I'm not one of those guys who just powders my wife and pays for everything. No, like we split everything down the middle for the most part. That's just how we roll. But how I fucking hooked her in was I told her, because Verizon, which is our cell phone bill, cable, internet, all the utilities, which add up pretty hefty. You know what I'm saying? I was like, listen, give me this room. You don't pay no utilities. And she said, done. Whew. And it sucks. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking bro, the SDG bills is dumb right now, but I don't, it is what it is. It's only because of me. It's because of my snakes. So I can't but I'm sure you have a counter offer in mind, right?
Yeah. When I sell snakes, I peel her off a third. She gets one
there
third.
you go. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Keeps her. She's not a big fan of snakes. You know what I mean? So that's
loves
a good
money.
way to keep her supportive of it. You know, I get a
Gentlemen.
third, the company gets a third, and she gets a third. Keeps her
Gentlemen.
happy.
Take notes. That's how you do it. That's how you just keep the pressure off the shoulders. Because, bro, I mean, you have a 9 to 5, right, Mike?
Yeah, 7 to 7, more like it.
Okay, 7. So you have a 12-hour day grind. What do you do, Mike?
Me and my brother own a sod and landscape company. I sell sod and install sod.
So you install the sod too. So that's backbreaking shit, isn't it? I mean, you could have hard days, don't you?
Yeah, long days, man, in the hot sun.
So let's kind of talk about the reality of you hanging the sod, I guess you can say. I mean, do you have a game plan behind that, or do you have a true passion on your business with your brother? Are you trying to prolong that as long as you can? What's the game plan with that?
I don't know. Me and my brother don't talk about it too much. I think we're both in this kind of the same mindset of maybe another 10 years, and we'll both fucking retire.
So another 10 years. It's a long time. It could go by quick. But
time goes by fast, man.
Have you thought about where your collection could potentially be at in the next 10 years? Like we can't predict your production future, right? Things could happen, right? God forbid. But at this pace right now, how many clutches are you looking to hit this year?
Probably 12.
And then next year, what's the game plan for next year?
With the new girls coming in, maybe 20 something, 24.
Okay.
Around there.
And do you see it just going higher and higher and higher, or do you have a certain cutoff? Like, are you trying to hit a certain point and just be chilling? Like, what's the game plan?
I ain't really thought about a cutoff number. I just need to keep enough animals to keep these quad recessive projects going. You got to hold back a certain amount if you're gonna make them.
But Mike, let's just say let's just say 3-4 years down the road. Basically, let's just say 5 years. Let's say fucking half of 10 years. Okay, if everything goes the way it goes and you start hitting shit, I'm talking about you're hitting shit to the point where you could sell it. Is there even a number that you could potentially make you want to say I could retire a lot sooner? Or are you just saying I don't care how much money I make in the ball pythons, I'm always going to keep this 7 to 7 fucking sod gig because I want to max out? I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, I'll max out and I'll keep going with my brother, till we're both happy and satisfied, and we can both fucking sit back and relax,
Doesn't get more American than that. I love it.
About family, man. Gotta keep the family happy.
And I feel like the reason why it's more feasible in a place like this because it's still your own business. You don't work for nobody but yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just had Alex Warren on. Shout out to Alex Warren, but Alex is basically working right under Bill Stiegel, man. He has shit that I'm pretty jealous about. I'm not gonna lie. Like he has some heat, but also he owns his own business. Like he has his own dog grooming business. And I asked him the same question, like what's the game plan if everything goes your way? Like, if you are making money in the snake game, production's where it's at. Would you ever hang your coat? But he's like, it's his I'm sure at some point, yeah, like you're not gonna do it to your 80, right? You're going to do it like you got another 10 years under your belt, but it's a lot more easier to keep something that you're owning, like versus putting on a suit or working in a cubicle and fucking doing God knows what for who knows and making somebody else rich. That I don't understand.
Yeah. No. I mean, if I make enough money to where I could retire off the snakes, I'd still just keep working, and that's just extra money at that point. Just keep putting it away or keep investing it back into more snakes.
I don't want to get all weird, but death is around the corner regardless. And all I know is everyone should have a goal in life to not die unhappy. Everyone should die happy. So you should do what you have to do to become happy in life. You know what I'm saying? And everyone's situation is different. I mean, I was not happy in life 4 years ago. I was a miserable fuck 5 years ago when I worked a 9 to 5, meaning not for myself. I worked for corporate America. I was miserable, man. I wanted out of it so bad. I just feel like people should understand that tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So you should definitely figure out what it is that does make you happy, and stick to it. I mean, like I said, I think it's what a good position to be in where you have two passions and you're in charge of both of them. You own both of them. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a good place to be in, right?
Yeah. I mean, it gets tough working with family sometimes, but you fucking yell at each other and you keep moving along. We got the same end goal, So you just keep trucking along. You cover me, I cover you. You get to go on vacation, fucking have a good time, and I'll cover you. And when I go out of town and have a good time, he covers me. So it works out good.
If it's one thing me and my wife are really good at is just not taking shit personal when we're in her mood. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, especially me. God damn, I'm the worst. Like she's pretty set on, but me, man, like my mood basically is set off the snakes. Like if my snakes are good, I'm good. If there's something that went really bad, then I'm going to be in a fucking bad mood. And, obviously I've done a lot better with it, but the most recent thing that really sucked was coming home from Mexico to that prolapse, that fucking chondro prolapse. And, dude, the chondros will always do something to keep you in check, bro. That's why, Mike, I feel like don't ever get cocky. Like, meaning like, first off, if you get a pip, don't post it yet. Don't even post a pip yet. Don't wait. Take pictures, okay, but hold on to all that shit. Don't immediately post up because you are in chondros are jinx city. Like it will, if you do something on a flex standard and it's premature, you're gonna get kicked in the balls. That's what happened to me this year, man. Like seriously. And that's the name of the chondro game is you get gut checked every single time you feel like you're ahead. You can't.
Yeah, I'm a little superstitious on shit like that, so I ain't posting none of that shit.
I'm hard. I had good friends of mine, my best friend, Andrew Acevedo, telling me, like, I remember sending him pictures before even posting anything. And he's like, don't post that. Like, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm posting it. I'm excited. I posted in the Discord, Patreon, fucking, Facebook, all the groups, all the fucking Morelia groups. Fuck you guys. And now look, 9 dead chondros out of the 11. And then, God rest in peace, MJ2202 just passed away. I mean, it was sad, bro. Like he wasn't even dead. He was gasping for air. So check this out. 3 chondros, right? So 11 chondros alive in the egg. My flex turns into 9 of them dying in the egg. And then I only have 3. So then there was 3. And then, of course, one of the 3 decides not to want to eat at all. Not only does it decide not to want to eat, Mike, it decides to not want to shed. It never shed. This snake, it died 2 months after it's been born, and it never had a shed. It was eating. Wow. It had fucking, 8 assist-fed meals? And it took really weird shits. Like, it was like all his shits were calcium shits. They were never dark shits. So I already knew it was just a time coming, but he died of suffocation, dude. All because of the skin. The skin, for whatever reason, he would not shed his skin.
That's crazy.
But the thing was, I never even saw him go like dark or like cloudy. I would wait. I would be like, yo, are you gonna go in the shed today? Never. He just still stayed the same color, like eyes clear the whole time. Never went to shed. But anyways, 3 days ago, went to go check on him. It was the day I was supposed to feed him. And man, he was like opening his mouth gasping. And I was like, oh fuck. Like it was sad, but it was what it was, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to fucking give him his first class ticket to the freezer. And that was that, Now there's 2, which one of them's recovering from a prolapse.
Yeah, that one's doing good so far.
It's back perching, if you guys want to know how to fix a prolapse, I went ahead and dropped a vlog on the Patreon page, Patreon content only. Go down to join the Patreon if you want to see how I fixed that prolapse. But yeah, dude, so far so good, man. It was another fucked up situation, because like I'm somebody who panics. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I see something that I feel like, there's no fixing that, my heart panics. And I'm a true believer into my own bullshit. Like I will convince myself there's no fixing that. And when I saw this prolapse, I had Socrates on the phone and he's telling me what to do. And I'm like, I just want to yell at him and say, dude, there's no way you're putting this shit back in, and because it was so like out. And I was like, oh my God. And so, the thing was, there's steps you take just like anything else. But man, fuck, dude. I mean, here I go, and you know who Marshall Mendez is, right? Shout out to Marshall Mendez.
Yep.
But he was somebody who I also let know, hey man, my snakes are eating, and I was really happy. You know, I told him, chondros are eating for me for the first time. Guess what he said? Cool. Up next is prolapse. I got mad at him. Don't get me wrong. I was like, what a dickhead thing to say. But he was right. Like he was right.
He jinxed you, man. He jinxed you.
Well, at the end of the day, I did it to myself. I'm gonna speak real facts. Okay. I was under the assumption, and this is when, like I said, you think you're ahead of chondros, you get fucking kicked in the nads. Okay. I did this to myself with this prolapse because I was under the assumption if you fed the chondro and it took a shit, you could go ahead and feed it again. It took a shit, you know? So this thing had a couple meals where it was every 5 days. I think once was, and I didn't do this on purpose, but I think one time I fed it after 3 days. But it was shitting, like it was taking shits. And I was like, and it was acting super hungry. So I thought I could get like, okay, this thing's processing it, you know. Number one, and by the way, I was feeding number one, who's by the way taking the fuck off. Knock on wood. Here I go, getting caught. I'm not. That's not chondro gods. I'm not getting cocky. I swear to God, I'm not. Forrest, help me. I'm just saying. No, listen. MJ 2201 was on the same regiment as 03. So, but he, dude, took off. But this one got hit with the prolapse. Either way, you just can't. There's no shortcuts. You can't do that shit. Like you cannot get ahead of the game with the chondros. You just got to, it's all about the slow route. You got to take your time, bro.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad at nobody but myself.
Yeah. It was good. It wasn't dehydrated or nothing, huh?
No, fuck no. They drinks, bro. Like, I mean, if it's one thing, I'm good at spraying. Like I don't drench them. Like it's to the point where you want to, I make sure like that paper towel is semi-dry. Like it's not like crispy, but it's like you could see the pattern. It's not like you don't see water flowing in it. You know what I mean? That's just how I do my things. I have a good sized water dish in there. So hydration was not the problem, even though, oh, wow, I take that back. Because check this out. This is another assumption. I was in Mexico. Nobody was spraying the snakes. Maybe.
A lot of times it's dehydration.
That's most of the time. It's either overfeeding, or dehydration, or even a mix of both. So I'm pretty sure. I mean, either way, I know what not to do, and that's don't ever fucking feed anything within 7 days ever again. Don't ever do that with the neonate, at least, right? And even might want to be safe and let it defecate. But I'm just saying, like I know my mistake right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a huge believer in spraying, bro. Like that's why I ask people who don't spray. I'm like, why not? Like, I mean, I don't. Some people. Here's one thing that I'm like, okay, that's a little not true. Is that some people feel like they only drink if you spray them? That's false for sure. That's 110%. That's 110% false because I've seen how many 20-something fucking arboreal snakes in this room drink out of their water bowls all the time. So
yeah, all the time drink out of the bowls.
But it's like it's enrichment, man. Like that wet, like it just they appreciate it. Like where they come from, it rains a lot, and even if they want to avoid getting wet, they still get wet. And I feel like getting them wet is like just a little thing in their mind to let them know where they come from. You are an arboreal snake that lives in the trees that gets rained on all the time. This is the norm. So, I don't believe in bioactive, but I believe in at least spraying your animal, spray your fucking animal.
Yeah, I spray the chondros. Ball pythons, I don't spray them.
See, but hold on. Why not? I spray the okay. I mean, I don't know. It was pretty dry. I mean, now that I'm thinking of that Dave Kaufman video. What do you think of the Dave Kaufman movie? Did you watch it?
I've watched some of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Is it because you got cringed and just wanted to stop, or why didn't you watch it all? I'm curious.
I forget. I was doing something. I think I was cleaning rats or something like that. Did you gain any information from that and took something from it that you could speak about or no? Not really.
I feel like they were fucking taking him down for a ride. That guy literally looking him dead in the eyes, saying that he has the same female snake that comes and breeds only 2 eggs every year. And Dave's like, 2 eggs? He's like, yup, 2 eggs. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Damn. I was busting up. I'm not gonna lie, that was fucking pretty funny. But listen, at the end of the day, one thing I did take account of is how, of course, a ball python will climb a tree. But if it climbs a tree, it's for a reason. It's either trying to get water, it's trying to get cooled down, it needs something. But as soon as it gets what it needs from the tree, it goes right back underneath the ground in a dark, damp, fucked up area in the dirt, like straight fucking clods of dirt. That's where they're at. Like, looks pretty depressing, right? I mean, I feel like a snake in a rack system is a lot more better than being in the dirt like that. Like, that's where they're at 90% of their lives because they don't want to get eaten. They don't want to get killed. Overall, that's how snakes are. No snake wants to get eaten or killed. They like to hide. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we're just talking about ball pythons right now because there's a big, I don't know how big the wave is because I try not to put too much thought into it, but there's people out there who really feel like ball pythons perch. Like they fucking, like to be in the trees, like meaning a lot. And that's not the case. I don't feel like at all. Like, like trying to convince people how they should put a ball python in a bioactive system or in a 4x2 or a 3x2, something with a glass door is fucking ridiculous. To each their own. Don't get me wrong. If you have a kid and that's their pet, deck it all out. Have fun. But if we're talking from like a breeding standpoint, what are you, stupid? I don't know.
You got to keep it simple, It's all extra variables to add into the equation that you don't need to worry about if you're doing breeding. Like you said, if it's for a pet, do it. But breeding, no thanks.
What's been some of your biggest challenges so far overall, either breeding, selling snakes, inquiring snakes, whatever? What has been your biggest like challenge so far in this game, you feel like?
Running out of money.
Running out of money.
If I can see a snake and you're like, fuck, I gotta have that, and you buy it, and then fucking next week there's another one. Fucking God, I gotta have that too. So it's tough.
You know what? You want to know why I hate the ball python game? I don't. Excuse me. I take that back. I don't hate the ball python game. Listen. That's not what I meant. But what I'm saying is, you want to know one thing about the ball python game that's like, damn, like it's something I respect, but I hate that it is what it is. But everything you have morph wise is a status. It all comes down to a fucking status, bro. Like, you're telling me you have chocolate and all this shit that when you look into it, you see how expensive it is. That creates a certain status for you. Like, you are creating a fucking certain kind of like demographic of where you're going with your shit. And it really makes you respect people who are really into a lot of this shit. It's so expensive, bro. Like, it's not fucking easy. Like, of course you want to get into this, and that, but you have the money to back it up is what it comes down to. And that's the ball python game in a nutshell. And I guess, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying I can't hang, but I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of this stuff that I should have had, I just couldn't afford. It is what it is. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I mean, DG is the only thing I knew I could have took advantage of in 2016. I didn't. I don't know why. Go hypo. That's why. I didn't do it because of hypo. Because I was seeing so many hypo examples that I was like, I need to do the hypo. It was all about the hypo. And I had no idea how much of a designer fucking delicacy DG was, because there was no examples of it really. Like, it was just, it looked like a really good pastel. You know what I'm saying? But nobody really understood what this shit was going to do to the other snakes. And it is what it is at this point. But good luck getting into DG now. Fuck.
Yeah, I think I paid $500 for my first DG female. It was $500 or $600.
DG Clown Visuals, $10K, like on
a
baseline level, bro. That's insane. I love it though. So yeah,
you're starting to see more of them though, so the price will start coming down a little bit, but it's still going to be up there.
Let's kind of talk about your holdback game with the ball pythons. Let's vert back to the ball pythons real quick. How are you approaching the holdback game overall? Is it just, are you in a place where you can hold back as much as you possibly can, or are you coming down to space being a huge fucking consideration at this point?
No, space ain't an issue yet. Luckily, Sea Serpents is right around the corner, so
Damn.
I just drive over there and fucking, hey, I need a new rack, and I go pick one up.
Shout out to the homie Chris at Sea Serpents. That guy's cool as shit. I mean, I got to ask you, man. I mean, when it comes to you wanting to add, I mean, do you have anything that you want to add to your collection that you don't personally have being made right now? Like, is there anything
there's
you're prospecting?
A lot of shit I still need.
A lot. Oh, wow. What's priority right now that you would say? What's number one?
I don't know. I'm still on the fence with puzzle. I'm probably going to get me some puzzle stuff. I need to get some more visual recessives, double recessives, and stuff like that.
So
I'll probably grab me a hypo puzzle or something like that soon.
You don't have any puzzle stuff.
No puzzle, no.
Damn. And you saw Will's vlog that I dropped? Or you did it?
Yeah, I seen it. I've always been in it. I've just been waiting, you know. I'll buy a badass male or something, you know, and just throw them at all my double recessive females and stuff like that when I'm ready for them. But right now, I already got them, you know, planned out to other males and stuff. So once I do those pairings, then I'll buy me a puzzle male or something and throw them at them.
So this year, you're looking, like you said, to hit 12 clutches, right?
Yeah, 12, 14 range probably.
And what was your season like? What was your season like last year?
8 or 9.
And a lot of those snakes went where? Did you keep them? Did you sell them? What happened to a lot of snakes that you made last year?
I only sold a few of them. I kept most of them.
And where'd you sell a lot of your snakes at?
Just through Instagram and stuff. People in the groups, you know.
And do you feel like that's a good way to set yourself? Do you feel like that's a good way to set yourself up as far as when it comes to having snakes available? Like, do you feel like having people to reach out to, letting them know, is a lot better than just posting them on MorphMarket?
Yeah, I got a MorphMarket account, but I haven't posted nothing on there yet. You know, luckily when I post a clutch that hatches or something, so normally somebody's reaching out and asking about them, you know.
And so that's when you know you're working with the right stuff, I gotta say. Like when
you see certain things pop out, you know somebody's going to ask about it. Sure enough, they start hitting you up.
No, you know, IDing could be a bitch. How are you going about that? Like, I mean, have you ran into any problems yet when it comes to IDing? Like, have you had to go to Justin yet? I'm sure you have. Right?
Yeah. I'm always sending stuff to Justin, asking him what he thinks, and he's normally leads me in the right direction.
What's your thoughts on Justin or Canova getting into the chondro game?
I'm excited, man. I'm ready to see what he's going to get. I'm sure he's going to be having a bunch of snakes here in a little bit, I'm sure.
I think he should do his own thing and fucking leave us alone, is what I think. I'm just kidding. Go and drop a super chat for that, motherfucker.
Yeah, we don't need to all be chasing him on chondros too. Fuck.
Dude, I imagine if he like finds out, you know, a fucking chondro pied or something. Like, imagine, like you know, leave it to him. I'm definitely gonna question all that shit. I'm gonna be like, dude, this motherfucker has some sort of serum or some shit, or like some sort of like he ejaculated.
He's gonna be getting snakes from the same people we get them from. So,
but who really knows? That's what I'm saying. If he's able to pop out something like how'd you do that? We know who you got all your snakes from. Oh no, there's a guy in Europe. I'm like, what? But if it's one thing, okay, because dude, you gotta understand, man. I mean, other than me telling people that they should work with more than one species as more of a good for your own knowledge type of thing, it's also good to attract people to your business. You know, like having a diversity of what you're working with could really take you far versus just putting all your eggs in one basket, because no matter what you work with, the market goes like this. I mean, yeah, ballpython market is steady, but you know, everything's relied on what morph is hot. Everything's relied on a Canova vlog.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so true. Everything is relied on a Canova vlog nowadays, man. It's
yeah, he can change the market with one fucking video, that's for sure.
You could change your life just by saying, fuck it, this is the morph of the day. I have no evidence to back this up, but fuck it. Pastel, this is the morph, guys.
Yeah. He could bring Pastel back.
Now, I mean, Pastel, right? I mean, one thing I was kind of like, I didn't fully believe it, but I was like, wow, there's evidence behind this, and that's Pastel washing out most genes or most combos, right? When Pastel's in the mix, it's going to fuck up that snake as it gets older. But it's not the case right now with other things at play. You know, you got DG and Pastel and a clown. That is not going to fucking, no, you're good. That's a whole nother level on how Pastel can help. Even Pastel and Fire, you know, or Pastel Fire Blade. I have a Firefly Blade clown that I just put it on my story, and I fucking had so many people ask me if that has DG in it. No, it does not have DG in it, but it is a very clean, popping looking fucking snake. You know what I'm saying? And it has Pastel in it. And I also think there's lines of Pastel too. I do. I really believe that there's certain lines of good, high quality pastels that kind of live with through certain generations of snakes. But it all at this day and age, if you really want Pastel to be relevant, it all depends on what you put it in.
Yeah, DG is the only thing you can put in it to make Pastel good.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I feel like you can't really shut out almost any gene. You can't. I mean, I like to ask people, what's one gene that should not be in the game? If you could get rid of one gene, what can it be? A lot of people like to say lesser, right? But I've seen lesser in a combo before where I was like, well, hold up, I would fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you just never know. There's just too many ends. And like, you know, the fact that you have people taking these higher recessive projects to another level, like, dude, these triple quad recessive projects could make the most lamest codom become the most sickest codom just because whatever reason. Like, we don't know what it was that made that fucking Pompeii, but what was it? Red Stripe? Was it Red Stripe?
Red Stripe and Black Pastel.
But remember when Red Stripe became hot and we're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, there's like, shout out to the idiots who sold their Red Stripes. Oh my God. There was some, bro, I saw some baloney heads, bro. Like some people like, because I think Red Stripe was like $150 or like something really cheap. And then all because of that vlog, now they were selling for like 800, 700, just single Red Stripes. And a lot of people got rid of, they really just unloaded and say they thought it was just a wave. Oh my God, what I would do for some Red Stripe right now.
One of my first snakes I got was from a Repticon, and it was a Red Stripe head clown, and I paid $300 for it. Wow. Female.
But just think about that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Justin could pull the next fucking Pompeii 2.503 out of his ass, and it's going to have that one codom gene that, oh, this is what I did this time around. And it's like, wow, it's like the lottery. Who has that codom?
Whoever's got that shit listed on MorphMarket is going to sell every one of them fucking next day.
No, fuck that. You make a vlog. You make a vlog and you let people know that you got it. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get out there. But man, I mean, think about how good of a place overall the ball python community is to have these breeders giving us the knowledge that they're doing. You know, like, I mean, Patreon page is nothing of an investment behind that knowledge and information you're getting behind all this shit. Like, this is stuff that people would probably pay thousands of dollars for back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about when there was no social media, nothing. Everything was based off reptile shows, pictures in the mail, like, you know, getting luck of the draw type of shit. Dude, like, it's so easy to get top quality shit nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's I don't know. It's overwhelming to think about because things are just now moving. Like, it's I don't see an end anytime soon, you know?
Nah, it ain't gonna slow down anytime soon.
And if it's one thing I remember being told, you know, especially a lot of chondro guys back, Forrest was one of them, rest in peace. But, you know, whole like, why are you so heavy in the ball python game? It's so saturated. I remember being told that ball pythons was going to be like hitting a fucking stagnant point in like 2017. I was being fed this shit, and I was like, what? I was like, what, really? And I'm not gonna lie, I did buy some of it. I did. You know, that's when I kind of was like spending my money on chondros and shit, but only because I was getting into it more. But still, I knew I wasn't dumb enough, Mike, to be like, I'm selling all my ball pythons. You're right, Forrest. Fuck that. I was not. I just knew how guaranteed the ball pythons were, you know, and they're not 100% guaranteed, but if you're comparing them to chondros, they're fucking guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I'm able to deal with the heartbreak, because at least I have my ball pythons. At least something's working. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If you're killing it in ball pythons, you're not working with anything else, then what are you doing? Are you just lazy? Are you playing video games? Like, what do you do? I'm just curious. What do you do? Like, I mean, I'm just curious. Anyone out there, drop a comment.
I ain't got time for video games.
Dude, even I remember there was even a moment, I think, during my surgeries, like I had a stench where I was hurt all the time, right? And I knew there was going to be, you know, times where I was going to be bedridden for a while, and I was like, I'm going to get a PlayStation. I want to get a PlayStation. And I like hyped myself up. And I remember the day before I was going to order all this shit, I just knew, I was like, dude, are you really going to play this shit? Like, think about it. Like, are you really going to play this shit? And at the end of the day, like, the way I used to get into video games, I don't have the time to get into the video games no more. Like, I just don't, like, I can't sit there and suck my all energy into video games. I have my video game is the fucking snakes now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what everything goes to energy wise. I don't have time for anything else.
Yeah. Snakes take up plenty of time. Got to keep working on them. They ain't got time to fuck around.
How many kids you got, Mike?
Me, I got none.
No kids. Okay, so just you and the wife.
Yeah.
Okay, and your wife, does she work?
Yeah, she works. There's an animal hospital down the road. She works there. She's been working there since she was like 14, 15 years old. So she's been there like 20 years.
Oh, wow. So she's definitely on board with all the animals. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, she likes animals for sure.
Mike,
Not snakes so much.
But she still understands it. You know, either way, if you're an animal lover, you're an animal lover like me. Like, I hate spiders, but I don't fucking, I don't tear my dad down when he has his tarantula collection at home. You know, like, fuck it, do your thing. I get it. But, you know, one thing that, Mike, I feel bad for sometimes is when I talk to somebody who is like in battle of getting their spouse on board. You know, like, there's some people who are like completely on their own, and honestly, if they get any deeper, they're gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I mean, I can only understand what kind of position that must be, but that's not a position to be in, man. And I feel like at some point you're gonna have to choose, you know. And my heart goes out to anyone out there who has to choose.
Yeah, my wife told me no more after the second one. So,
and she's still around.
She's still around.
So, I mean, do you and your wife talk about what your goals are with the snakes? I mean, do you tap her in with what the potential game plan is, with what you can make, what you can sell, all the above? I mean, because obviously she's tuned in on what you're investing, right? Or does she have no clue? I love it. I just feel better now. I feel better. I feel better.
Yeah, we don't talk too much about the money part of the snakes,
because you know why? She gets that little piece.
Yeah. Yeah,
bro,
that keeps her happy, you know. So she goes along with it, you know. And she sees when a clutch hatch, you know, coming out of the incubator. She sees the eggs in there, you know. She sees it. How many of those you selling? None of them. Keep them all.
I did something recent. Like, I bought something pretty heavy, and I thought I was going to get in deep shit. I really was. But then I also was remembering on how good I've been on top of taking care of the wife. So once the wife got wind of what I got, all she did was come and ask me how much. And I told her, and she walked away. And that was that. I don't know how much she believed me on what I told her the price was, but I feel like she knows. I mean, at the end of the day, my wife knows pretty well about Amazon basins.
Yeah, luckily my wife don't know too much about how much shit costs, you know. So
and that's the problem about
this
podcast.
I say, yeah, it was $1,000, and she goes along with it.
My wife legit watches this podcast, so Bolins, fucking green trees, like, she knows the shit that's like cha-ching, you know what I mean? So anytime, you know, the only one I got away with recently. Oh, why am I even going to say this?
You did get away with
the ones I did get away with, which she had, you know, kind of flew under the radar, was the Moluccans, the scrub pythons. I don't think she really understood how much those really cost. Sorry, babe. fuck. What I do, this is for you guys. But anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, like I have her in a position to let her know that no matter what I do, we're good. This is all for the business and to grow. And, you know, I'm not fucking it off. I mean, as long as it stays alive, it's an asset. Everything's an asset, you know? And another thing, dude, man, I got hit with some hard times. I think after my third year, I think the year where I decided, right before COVID, I guess, you know, right when I had to like go on, medical leave for my knee and shit like that, I got hit really hard with financial issues, you know, and like, I was really like, I don't know, I was really like hard. I was like, dude, what am I going to do? And I, you know, even at that point I had over 100 snakes, but then I looked at, that's when I reevaluated everything. I'm like, what do I have that is really about what I love and what I want to pursue in the next 5 years? And I ended up having like 4 or 5 species that were just lingering, like pet species. Like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. But I ended up putting those in the right hands of the right people. And I got my financial situation was solved. Like, just like quick. I'm talking quick, bro. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, everything I'm sitting on right now is worth something. Like, because in my mind, you know, like when I collect these chondros, bro, like I don't have a game plan to ever sell them. Like, these are mine. But you never know when life happens, bro. Like, you got to be ready for life. And if it's one thing I'm happy is that, like, if shit ever does hit the fan, you know, like goddamn, like kidney transfer or something, my whatever medical fucking things they hit you with. I mean, it may suck, but I'm sitting on quite a bit of assets right now. You know what I'm saying? And the good thing about the hobby growing is if there's motherfuckers that if you have the right shit, they're going to buy it off you immediately. You know what I'm saying? And
especially full-grown breeder ready males and females. You know, they've just gone up in value. You bought it as a hatchling, you know, it ain't worth that little bit no more. It's worth a lot more.
And especially when, you know, I don't know, man, when you're investing more into like, okay, like basically I ended up letting go of shit that was only taking up my time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, I got carried away. If it's one thing that Forrest didn't do right by me is let me buy whatever I wanted. Like he instilled that fucking behavior in me. And I was just like, oh, cool. Like I was looking at his account and I was like, if he could do it, I could do it. But no, that's definitely not the way to do things. It's too easy to get into everything. You should just really be into what you love. And I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like it was, I don't know, like I never got into this with the mindset thinking I need to get these snakes so I could have money someday. No, it was never that. I was shocked when I found out that I needed money. What can I do to get money? And I went and I saw what I could sell and how much money I got. That's when I was like, holy shit, like great, cool. But it also reminded me how I don't ever want to do that again either. Like this is, dude, Mike, I talk about this all the time. That's why I go so hard in the paint on the podcast, you know, and that's why I appreciate every Patreon member and anything that could keep me focused on this, because I don't want to rely on the snakes for income at all. Like, even though it will no matter what, but what's going to happen, man? Like, you never know what's going to happen. Like one of my best friends in the game just had a fire, fucking terrible. Like, you know, his collection burnt to the fucking floor. Then what? You know, it's like he has a, you know, it's just terrible to think. And that's real life shit that people could face at any moment. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's a scary thing to think about, but it's also the reality.
Yeah, that's the worst nightmare right there.
You've had to deal with, I mean, I know hurricanes come in your area, right? But have you had to like deal with any kind of power outages yet? Or have you had to like face anything that you could kind of give people heads up on in case it happens to them?
Nah, not too bad. I mean, here in Florida, most people are used to it because, like you said, because of the hurricanes and stuff, we got generators and stuff like that. So if the power's out for too long, you just bust the generator out and fire it up.
And I mean, if it's one thing that you are having to battle weather-wise in Florida, what is it? It's probably it getting too hot maybe on some days, or not even that?
Not even that. I mean, it gets warmed up, but I keep the house pretty cool, so I sweat all fucking day at work. I don't want to come home and sweat at my own house.
So do you have AC cranking in your room?
Yeah, I keep my house at about 70 degrees, okay. And then I just control the vents into the snake room, and it keeps it about 78 in here. What
has been your success rate as far as, you know, getting clutches from like, so, you could potentially hit 14 clutches. That's out of how many opportunities?
Probably 20 or so females that are going, 20,
Okay.
22. I got some females that I just didn't even pair because,
got
wasn't anything that excited me. So I just let them sit.
How much reabsorb situations are you going through? Have you had to deal with that yet?
I had one girl reabsorb this year that laid last year. A couple girls slugged out last year, but they did good this year. So just young females I'm putting it to.
We haven't really talked about your rodent game, and I kind of want to talk about as far as how you're feeding your collection right now, Mike. How are you producing your own rats? Do you get them dropped off? How's that working right now?
Yeah, I produce my own rats.
Damn, bro, 12-hour grind. You're a one-man show basically cleaning the snakes, and your one-man show with the rats.
Yep.
Bro, that's nuts.
Yeah, not much sleep happening.
Yeah. I mean, so what's your rodent routine? I gotta ask you. Is it every week, or how are you handling the rodents?
As far as a full clean, once a week, every Sunday I do it. I'm in there every day checking on food and water, making sure you got no leaks or anything like that. But just a full clean once a week.
Jeez, bro. And you're only producing rodents. You're only producing rodents to feed your own collection. You're not selling to like the neighborhood or anything like that, right?
Nah, I got a neighbor of mine who's got one ball python that for his kid, and I help him out. But other than that, that's it. Everything's for me.
Is it just rats, or do you have mice too?
I got ASFs.
Ooh, just ASFs?
No, I got regular rats and ASFs. And that's it.
Ooh, nice. Let's talk about that, man. Because you have people like JP who are really like ASFs over everything. Like I'm telling you right now. But like, how are you managing that? Like, are you like on the you do rats and ASFs, or are you mostly ASFs? I'm just curious on what you think about the whole diet in an ASF giving better production results.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I got maybe 25% of the production is ASF probably. So I'll feed the babies off for the chondros. They're good size for the neos and stuff like that, And I kind of been feeding the chondros ASFs.
Dude, want to know one thing I miss highly of my ASF colony is so I could feed them to my chondros. That was the best perfect size meal. Like an adult ASF is perfect for an adult chondro. Like especially like the bigger ones. They're just perfect. It's like, oh man, I loved it. I really loved it.
They don't stink as bad. I don't know.
They don't stink bad at all.
The production ain't there like the other rats, but it's definitely cleaner, less stink. I like them. I might start upping production on them.
And how long have you been producing ASFs for?
About a year and a half, 2 years.
And have you felt one's easier to breed than the other, or do you feel like it's been the same?
They breed just as easy, but not as often. They don't seem like.
So the volume is not as much as a rat.
You're gonna have to keep more colonies for sure to keep your numbers up.
Respect. All right. Well, listen up. I have a wrap-up question for you before we get into some hot seat questions, okay? And I'm curious as far as what would be your biggest suggestion for anyone out there who is looking to get into chondros, coming from the ball python game, all right? So let's put scenario time. Coming from the ball python game, wanting to invest in a chondros. What's your biggest piece of advice before investing in a chondros for anyone out there?
Do your research. A lot of research first, that's for sure. Then find you a good chondro guy, preferably closer to your house where you can go pick them up.
I mean, what would be some big check marks for you? You feel like let's just say you didn't have a friend, right? But let's just say you did all the research. Let's say the money's there and you're ready to purchase. What are some of the biggest check marks for you when it comes to you actually going through on this purchase?
Probably be background lineage of the snake and stuff like that. You know, you want to get good quality snakes, you know?
Yeah. And also too, Mike, one thing I feel like is very common and easy nowadays is to get information on any United States captain born and bred. Like, and this is a good way not to get fucking, you know, like boombazzled either. It's like, you know, if you are trying to inquire about a snake that's quote unquote United States captain born and bred, but there's no documentation on it, like not even pictures, you can't even show me pictures, I guarantee that's not a fucking United States captain born and bred. No. I could almost promise you that, and I will literally take that shit to the fucking bank that's not a United States captain born and bred, because the amount of people who are actually producing United States captain born and bred are easily taking documentations on it. They're taking pictures. It's so common. It's easy as fuck. So what I'm saying is, one of my biggest check marks is getting pictures and fucking give me the info. I want the info. If there's zero info, it's an undocumented import. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's undocumented. Yeah, you got ripped off, even though you paid $1,200 for it. You got ripped off. I'm sorry. But it's just that easy. And if you out there are breeding chondros, even if you're a hermit or if you're in a basement and you don't show your face, but regardless, you should all be documenting this shit, because not everyone's working with this stuff. This is the future right here. So honestly, I've not met a chondro guy who does not keep notes or does not keep documentation. It comes with the territory, bro. Everyone does.
Yeah, most chondro people, you know, are proud of what they got and want to brag about where it came from.
Chondros are chondro. One thing I love about the chondro community, they're a proud community, man. And just like us Americans, man, we're proud. Fucking Big Mike. What an amazing episode. I appreciate it, man. Hour and a half went by really quick. Got some hot seat questions for you. So you're not out of the fucking, not just yet. Okay, player. But yeah, let's get these hot seat questions in, and then I'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening, my man. I appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Hot seat questions, 1776 exotics coming in hot. You ready?
Yep.
8 cut or no cut?
Cut.
What day?
54.
Frozen thawed or live?
Live.
Red chondro neo or yellow chondro neo?
Red.
Pull a clutch apart egg-wise or leave it all together?
Pull them apart.
Pre-first shed meal or post-first shed meal?
Post.
Yay imports, boo imports?
Yay.
One reptile you will import to your collection anywhere around the world, what would it be?
Olins.
Nice. One reptile nobody should ever import, ever. Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
Galapagos tortoise.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay, I guess.
Favorite sport?
Baseball.
Nice. Favorite baseball team?
My mom's family's from up north, so Red Sox.
Damn, Red Sox? Respect. Fuck you, Matt Summers. Matt Summers is a huge Yankees fan, so.
Oh, fuck the Yankees.
And Matt Summers is a bandwagon. This motherfucker's a Dodger fan, Yankee fan. He also likes the Mariners or something like that. He's all over the place. God bless him. And he has a girlfriend. He's all in love. I'm just kidding. We love Matt Summers. To spray a snake or to not spray a snake?
Spray.
Big flexor or no flexor? Don't you lie, motherfucker.
I'm not much of a flexor, but.
Bro, 1776, you're flexing all day, every day. You are America. You are flexing. Steak or fish?
Flex America, then. Steak.
Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Van Halen.
West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
East Coast.
Little word association. First thing to come to mind. America.
Free.
Milk.
Fruity Pebbles.
Chuck Norris.
Oh, shit. Chuck Norris. I ain't heard that name in a while.
That's it? Okay, cool. Stuck shed.
Spray.
FedEx shipping.
Up in the air.
First time ball python breeder.
Good luck.
If you had to get rid of one recessive genetic in the ball python game, what would it be?
Oh shit.
Pressure's on.
Unrecessive.
20
Damn,
seconds.
that's a tough one.
15 seconds.
Damn, I can't even think of one I want to get rid of.
You got one. We can't end this until you say one.
Son of a bitch.
I got all night.
Man, I can't think of one to get rid of.
Just one. Just one.
Regular albino.
Regular albino. Regular albino.
Not lavender albino.
There you have it. Mike, we had fucking over 90 people tapped in at one point for this episode, okay? Hella respect. Hella people fucking supporting you. What do you have to say to everyone that was tapped in watching this tonight?
Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. Appreciate all the support.
What do you have to say about this Thursday night? The Chondro Kid with the secret guest. Brought to you by Mike. Listen, I got to say, Mike is a sponsor, and no, that's not why he's on this show right now. Fuck you. I'm just saying, Big Mike is the sponsor of this Thursday night's remote podcast in Florida, Southern Florida, with the homie Joey, a.k.a. the Chondro Kid. Bro, I'm bringing this guy to the fucking table. Not a lot of people know who Joey is. You know who Joey is, right? You do, right? So you understand how important of a player he is to all the shit that Sock Post is and all his brand new room. Joey is the mastermind behind all that shit.
Yeah. Yep.
On top of having collaboration projects with Socrates, there's going to be so many things to talk about. He has Bolins that he works with as well. It's going to be an awesome episode. So I got to say, Mike, before I let you go, thank you for sponsoring that episode. And yeah, hopefully I get to see you this week. But that's it, man. That's a wrap. 1776 Exotics, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, you did it. Now you can go enjoy yourself. I'll never fucking bug you again, but you are coming back someday on this show. Your first Chondro Clutch, you're coming on here, buddy. Best believe it.
All right. Might be about 2 years, but we'll make it.
Hey, don't get cocky, fucker. You will get kicked in the balls.
Put me down for episode 1776. I'll be back for that episode.
God damn. It's a long time from now. All right, buddy. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, bud. We'll talk soon.
Gotta love it, man. Somebody dialed into more than one thing species-wise. Can't go wrong. Guys, thank you so much for spending your time with me, your Monday. I hope your Monday evening was good, okay? Yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. That way you're on top of every single podcast, especially this week. Like I said, Thursday night, it's going down in person. I fly into Southern Florida Wednesday night, then Thursday in-person podcast with the Chondro Kid with secret guests. I think a lot of you guys could put the 2 and 2 together on who the secret guest is. But if you don't know, you better tap in to see out who the secret guest is going to be. It's going to be an awesome fucking podcast. Thank you so much. And Patreon members, I salute you so much. Thank you for your support. Remember, guys, if you want to get exclusive content, if you want more behind the scene Trap Talk with MJ podcast type shit, go down to the link below. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, I give you that link to the Discord, introduce you to the whole Trap family, and it is on and cracking. All right, guys, have a good night. I will see you Thursday night, Florida. I'm coming in hot. Cheers.